Hello again people, and thank you for watching another one of my videos. Now, there's a couple of things we need to go over first. Now, the first question you might have is, why do I have a screen saying New World in front of me? Well, the answer is quite simple. I have installed the Yogbox mod compilation. The reason for doing so is I noticed the views were considerably low on my other videos, so I need to do something different in order to make my videos stand out. So why not install Yogbox? Now, what Yogbox does is it essentially mixes and matches some really good mods. So we'll have things like new ores, which leads to new tools. We have dozens of new mobs. We even have villagers and villagers that work in their village, creating better villages by villagers. Yes, that's supposed to confuse you. Now, the reason I'm not going to touch my other world that I was using in the series prior is because, well, if I were to load a new chunk in my other world, it would then add, things from the Yogbox mods. Now, what happens then when I update Minecraft 1.8 when it comes out? The Yogbox mod will stop working, until of course they create a new version, and that leads me to the problem with, well, I would have a dead world, wouldn't I? Because clearly it's going to look for blocks and text, well, not text, just blocks and information that is no longer available because, yeah, the mod died. So we're going to just start a new world for this Yogbox RPG thing I'm gonna do, and we'll just see how we go. So don't worry, I'm not abandoning the other world. I'll continue it after the 1.8 update, but for now we're gonna do a Yogbox thing. So we'll name the world the Darklite Yogbox RPG. And do we want to see? We'll let it be random. Always gives us a lovely surprise. So we'll create a new world and see how we go. Just wait while it builds everything. Okay. And yes, this texture pack I made using the Painterly customizer online, so it's partially all me. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, well, we're lucky. Right off the bat, we've spawned outside a village. And yes, there are, as I said, villagers that go about their daily business in there. If we press V, it tells me exactly where it is. I have a few. I have 3. 4. A billion. Okay, that's lucky. There are a considerable amount of villages nearby. And you'll notice I also have a mini-map in the top right-hand corner. It just lets me see my surrounding areas, and it's quite nice. You'll notice I only have 4 hearts. I essentially have to earn the other hearts somehow. I do forget, because I didn't do my research. There's another village there. We have stats in this, so the more I, say, hit dirt, the more my terraforming goes up. The more I mine, the more my mining skill goes up, and so on. So it's actually quite interesting. And I have no idea how we get perks. So we'll just go back and back. You'll also notice that there are dozens of options under here. The video settings. This is all part of the Yogbox, so I really recommend it. Okay, well, I suppose the first thing to do is to spy on this little village here. And don't worry, they're not hostile. Yes, they even have names. I'll go in here and say hello, and he'll have odd languages beneath his name, so I'm leaving. And there's baby cows and whatnot. So mobs. Now, I'll just check the difficulty. Yep, we're on normal, that's good enough. There are a lot more creepers than usual. They come in different colours, and different colours behave differently. Some will explode, miles bigger or something, and others have random effects I'm not aware of yet. Essentially, I haven't fiddled around with this Yogbox for, too long. But I hope you all enjoy watching this. It's just we needed to spice things up a bit, I think, and hopefully this is what we needed. Yes. Just hitting trees. And notice I'm not punching a tree at the moment. It started with an axe and a recipe book, but not much else. Also, punching pigs increases my melee damage. Just thought I would share that. Yes, I have 13 of those. I didn't know if there was one in here. And yes, as you can see, villagers do show up on that mini-map, which helps. And it has north, east, west, south, which if I use in conjunction with the V key, it tells me which way to go for a village and how far away. So it's quite an interesting compilation of mods, and I highly recommend it to anyone that's, perhaps getting a little bit bored of vanilla Minecraft. One thing I did notice on the Yogbox website was that it did mention it's not compatible with older versions, which leads me to believe once we get the 1.8 update, and once everything in the Yogbox, updates, you may not be able to use your 1.7 world. But we'll just have to see how that goes. So I'd hate to give up, a world I've worked in for quite some time. That would be all depressing and sad and stuff. Okay, I think we've got just about enough wood, almost. Ah yes, and you need to increase your skills before you can break or build certain things. For instance, you can't craft iron tools right away, you have to increase your crafting skill. And to do that, think of it like Oblivion, you have to use the skills to increase them, so the more I build things, the better things I can build. And I don't know if you can see that, but I've just gotten a warning from antivirus telling me Fraps is using too much of my CPU time. Why does that not surprise me? Okay. Ah, yes, these question marks are what you call randomite. It's just another ore that's been added. Nothing too fancy, you just have a chance of getting, coal, cobblestone, iron, pretty much anything. I don't think I can mine it with wooden tools, and I'm just gonna leave it for now. Now I'll grab us some mushrooms. And I suppose if I find coal, things will go a lot more smoothly. We'll head up this way, perhaps. Now the villagers do light up their little towns, but I don't know how they react with mobs, or how mobs react with them. So I don't really want to stay in their little houses in case I draw the creepers in and it, blows up their town. I don't want to be trolling my mods, my villagers. We can coexist semi-peacefully. Only if they encroach upon my lands shall I strike, and I shall strike pathetically. And they will forget the day that they crossed me. Well, I can't see any coal, besides, I did see some, just, what the hell? Ah, right, a bird. Some there, but I really cannot be bothered trying to go there. Okay, that was me pressing the V key. It doesn't just flood your screen that often. Quite often you ask it to flood your screen like that. And right now it is winter. In this game you have, well, in this mod, sorry, you have seasons, and with all this snow, I think it's safe to say it is winter. That's what we want. Yes, I know I'm using an axe, but I don't really care. It's wooden tools. I don't like wooden tools. Okay. What the hell was that? Jeez, that scared me. It gave me a mini heart attack. Damn bear. I hope they don't come and kill me. It's actually concerning me a lot now. I find them unnerving. I don't like having bears. Oops. Because I'm lazy, I shall build a shovel. See, my mining level increased. I don't believe I can mine coal, well, sorry, iron until a certain level, and, well, diamond obviously is probably much later on. But essentially you can grind by just mining cobblestone. So, you know, it's not a huge issue there. It's not like it's going to hold you back for 500 years. Also, by default, items don't automatically jump into your lower bar, or your quick bar, or whatever you want to call it. They go into your inventory, as you would have noticed if you've been paying any sort of attention. Now, suggestions. Would you people like to see a multiplayer LP from me? Or aren't I really that interesting? Because if you would, I do believe I have someone that would be interested in doing it with me. And then of course some of you can join in if you fit into the well, time frames I work in, because being in Australia and having a full-time job, well, it makes life a bit difficult. But yeah, yeah, cat radio. But yeah, I'm willing to do a SMP, essentially. An LP SMP. Now where is that? Ooh, that's not nice. Okay, so I'm going to just start making a shelter in here, and I will see you in the next episode.